Hello, this is William Robinson with ViralHair.com, and today we're speaking to
Dwayne Moore with DM Double Games and Comics.
Okay, now, what is the idea behind M Double Comics as a concept?
As a concept, the basic idea, I enjoy comics and I've been creating characters as long as I can remember.
So what kind of genres are part of the Double Comics, or M Double Comics world? I mean, is it one particular thing, or do you have different types of things that make an overall story?
It's an entire comic universe.
Right.
It's not really limited. It's more limited to my motivation at the moment. There's magic, there's monsters, there's mythological gods, superheroes, aliens.
So kind of all the basic framework you see in most comics, then.
Yeah.
Is there a particular character that inspired you, or it was something that was inspired by an outside idea that you turned into a comic form?
There's been a few different motivations.
Right.
I can't think of anything too particular. Yeah, it's like pretty much like reading other stuff, other experiences, different things motivate me. I'm a Captain America fan. I'm a Marvel fan.
Right.
So I read a lot of Marvel. And I read a lot. So like there's different like fantasy stories I've read that have motivated me to create also.
Right. Now, we kind of spoke about some of your stuff before. You mentioned a character called Old Glory. It was kind of your patriotic superhero, but he has also kind of an immortality attached to him.
Yes.
How does that change the perspective of a character who is a representative of their country or a patriotic type hero who has a unique perspective other patriotic heroes don't have?
He literally does go on a journey in his story because he starts as an extremely patriotic character fighting during the Civil War.
Right.
But over time, he learns and grows with the country itself all the way up until present day. So the hero he was is not the hero he is now.
So because it's your character, it's kind of independent, you can actually progress in with what's going on throughout history rather than just trying to, say, recalibrate a character every time something happens because they're not already established. It's your character, your creation, so you can build him as you see things happen.
That is totally true because I originally created him at one point in time, and there were things that actually happened before I put him on paper because I created him as a comic book fan,
right?
Like in high school. But there's things that have been happening because he's a patriotic hero and lived on a larger scale in my universe that have changed who I originally had him become.
Right. I understand that. And along those lines, what is probably your most weirdest or horror type comic you have going on that you kind of playing with? Right?
Well, the weirdest is pretty straightforward. It's a character called Brand X. He's basically a character who crossed a crime lord. The crime lord wanted him dead, but first he wanted him to suffer. So he had him kidnapped and tortured. One of the things he did in the torture was actually take his face.
Dang.
The story gets a little more interesting, a little bit more weird. On the way for the henchmen of the crime lord to dump the body, they're killed by vampires, and they turn him into a vampire. But unfortunately for him, between the torture and the transformation, he fractures his memories. He doesn't remember who he is and why somebody wants him dead, but he's not dead, so they still want him dead.
So he's undead, hunted by people who want him dead.
Yes.
Okay, then. That's well, actually, for most horror comics, that's probably pretty normal, these days. Now, what future projects do you have coming up with your company, or anything that you see on the horizon?
I have 2 new books coming out. Issue number 1 is 2 different books. The Power Generation number 1. They are actually featured they're in my first book in the background.
Welcome to day 2 Greater Austin Comic Con.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it.